All right, welcome back to Out of the Rut. I am Xavier, and today I'm riding solo today. No Billy, no Ron. They've been summoned into their big boy jobs, and I don't have a real job, so here I am. And today in the studio, my makeshift apartment studio, I have Desiree. Say hi, Desiree.
Hi, Desiree.
Desiree is a longtime friend of mine. We've known each other for, almost 10 years now, I feel like. 10 years of friendship. We've worked together. She's branched off to do other things. I've branched off to do other things. But here we are today in October of 2025 to talk about what she's up to now, which is primarily working in as a travel agent. Correct? Travel agent?
Mm-hmm. Travel advisor.
Nice. Oh, cool. Awesome. I'll be honest. I know nothing about the travel industry, so I'm going to have a boatload of questions for you. First question I love to ask is, can you talk about a time when, because it's in the namesake, talk about a time when you've maybe been in a rut and how you got yourself out of it, or maybe you're not out of it. Maybe you're still in it. Shit.
Perpetually in the rut.
Yeah.
No, this year was actually a really tough year for me. I had maybe 2 months where I was deeply depressed.
Damn.
Yeah. I came to the realization that I needed to make a change. I needed to stop what I was doing and do a lot of healing and start working on myself.
Sure.
Because I realized what was driving me in my other career was this incessant need for validation.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
Are you talking about the performing world?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Non-stop validation required.
Yeah.
So what did you have a specific moment where you were like, okay, cool, this is the moment where I need to make a change because this is officially not working for me?
Yeah, I was just, my body was reacting. My body was like, fucking stop.
Yeah.
I was exhausted. I was burned out. I was consistently disappointed, even though right now I have 3 commercials out.
Hell yeah.
So to the
which is
normal
great.
Person, she's doing great, right?
Yeah. To the person just getting started in the performing world, that's like, goals.
Yes, exactly.
But to be in that moment, it feels like, it's not enough. It really does.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I've achieved some of the goals I've set out for myself. But even when I am there and doing the thing and in the space and working with the people, I'm still not satisfied.
Yeah, it's like I have a similar feeling as to why I don't perform full time anymore. Because even though I would book gigs or I would have these shows, it was there was still a void there where it was it feels like I haven't quite hit or achieved that feeling I was expecting to feel being in that moment, So damn, that is unfortunate. But ruts happen. How did you get yourself out of that rut? Or other than just acknowledging that you were in that moment, did you have okay, cool, step 1, let's do this?
Yeah. It took a while. It was a really hard realization for me to admit and say out loud.
Sure.
And once I did, and I just let myself feel the feelings, I figured that I needed to start listening to what was exciting me.
Sure.
And something that has always excited me was travel.
Hell yeah.
And hospitality.
Yeah. I mean, hospitality is from where I know you from, and you have so much. Right. You were so great at doing that. You were a great hospitality manager. Because were you a hospitality manager while I was at Midtown?
I was assistant manager.
You're right.
Yeah.
But you're just such an engaging personality and such a hospitable person. Combine that with the travel, it's damn, what's not to love about that? You know.
Yeah, and it did. To be honest, when we were in. And the hotel opened and we were getting all these trainings and we were learning about that side of business. It was exciting me. It really was. And I didn't want to dive into that because I was still fully focused on acting. And I was like, I cannot get more roped into the corporate world than I already am because it was really hard even back then. So I just kind of put it on the back burner for a very long time. And then last year, I was designated the role of planner and advisor for Puerto Rico when I brought a bunch of friends and family down
Shout out
there.
to Bad Bunny, dude. Our boy.
Oh, my God.
Shout out to our boy.
Well, we can go on a whole other conversation about that.
We will. This tequila's just kicking in. We will.
So I started planning this, and I was saving and liking a lot of stuff on Instagram that had to do with Puerto Rico. And my algorithm started changing.
Watching it morph in real time.
Exactly. I started seeing these travel influencers and these women that were living the literal life I've always dreamt of.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is possible?
Like, wow, this is a thing I can do?
Let's go. Like this exists? What?
Yeah.
So I kind of dipped my toes in and I started doing some research and seeing if it was like a tangible thing. And I just decided to go for it and throw shit at the wall and see what stuck.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I'm by no means like I've never traveled in luxury.
Yeah,
You know, like my family never dropped like $30K on a vacation.
I come from a family that does not vacate, that never vacationed when I was a kid. Like all that happened later and it's still very sparse. So totally get that.
Yeah. So I felt a little bit like, ooh, do I know the language? Do I know?
Yeah. Are you going to come out as like a fake? Like when people are like, oh yeah, can I want to do this or have questions? You're like, oh God, how authentic is this going to feel speaking to it?
Yeah.
That imposter syndrome.
That imposter syndrome is so real.
People think, oh, I'm on the phone with a travel advisor. She must be the most cultured person in the world. And it's like, maybe, but maybe not. Who knows?
I mean, I'd like to think I know a lot.
Yo, for sure.
You know, I did. My mom, she owned a travel agency.
Oh, dope.
So I did have the privilege to be able to travel. I mean, we've been to like Mexico and Hawaii, and I went to China in college and London in high school. So like, yeah, I've done a few things.
Yeah.
And I've been very fortunate. But you know, when we're talking about luxury travel, we're talking about CEOs that want to drop $50K.
Yeah, on a trip.
Yeah, like a true trip. And so I don't think I'm in that market quite yet because I'm not familiar enough yet. But and I also want to be careful about the word luxury because it's very ostracizing to some people.
Definitely.
You know,
definitely.
And to me, and luxury can be so many different things to so many different people. Like, to me, an all-inclusive, definitely luxury.
Hell yeah, dude.
A lot of other advisors,
the pinnacle of luxury, dude.
Right? But other advisors would argue with that.
Yeah. Like I book a cruise with everything on it. I'm like, dude, luxury. And everyone else is like, really? Cruises? Really? And I'm like,
I just want to eat my heart out. Like,
dude, I just want to eat at a buffet. I want to drink all that I can. I want to soak up some rays. Dude. Like that's luxury, you know, for someone like me. But like when you're a 50 grand CEO, that's just like dropping.
Yeah. Exactly.
Buckets of cash.
Yeah. So I've been trying to like figure out, okay, how do I claim my little corner of this?
Sure.
You know, how do I make it my own and build something from scratch that I'm going to be proud of?
Hell yeah.
And, you know, eventually I do want to have this kind of like philanthropic aspect to it of like giving back to the people or at least educating the clients on where they're vacationing. So they're not just taking.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or just spending. And it's like, okay, cool. They have no idea what they're really getting into or what they're expecting.
Yeah.
Like, that's me. I'm always like, I'm that guy that will like talk about doing something, but like there will always be that moment of like, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just not going to do it. And it's like having someone to be able to like talk with about that is very like, it's just very like put your mind at ease a little bit. Like, okay, cool. I'm not like risking my life by like, you know, booking a hotel in a war zone for all I fucking know. You know what I mean? Like shit. I don't know.
Yeah, an advisor would be very helpful in that situation.
I'm looking for door busters. Like I'm not looking for like I'm just looking for the best deal ever.
Yeah, well that's that too. Like I want you to get the most bang for your buck.
Hell yeah.
Like that is my goal. My goal is to make sure you get your money's worth, but also craft something that's uniquely you and not just like the touristy spots.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. Off the beaten path a little bit.
Yeah.
So before we go too deep, let's scale back actually. Can you define what exactly a travel advisor is for someone who doesn't know? Because I genuinely don't.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people figured that the industry died.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's just morphed into this different, it just looks different.
Yeah.
But an advisor, the difference between like an agent and an advisor is transactional. You're going to tell the agent, I want to stay at this hotel for X, Y, and Z reasons. And the agent is going to say, okay, here it is.
Done.
An advisor is going to ask you, why do you want to stay at this hotel? Why do you want this spot? Oh, I want to surf. Okay, I'm going to advise that you go to a different spot because those waves are treacherous and they're actually dangerous at that spot. No shit. You know what I mean?
That's really cool, actually. I'll be honest, I had no idea there was a difference. It's like, to me, and it is all just like under the travel agent umbrella. But the fact that there is a difference in someone who's able to kind of help guide you to better experience what you're trying to experience is freaking cool. How did you get into this exactly? Like, what were the steps of like, okay, cool. I want to see if this is a thing. How did you go about finding this role that you're currently in?
Yeah. So it kind of started with Puerto Rico when I planned the trip for the family, and I had so much fun doing it and seeing everyone enjoy my island and get to share that with them. It was family and really close friends. And I wanted to figure out how to make that happen more often and make money out of it.
Sure. How can I live this life while also making moolah?
Yes, making it sustainable. So I came across Fora, which is a host agency, is what it's called. And Fora, I pay them a couple $100 a year to use their CRM platform and use all of their resources. Because like I just mentioned earlier, I have not been around the world.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have those relationships established already with those tour partners and operators and hotel reservation desks and all of that. Like I don't have those connections, but Fora does, and they provide that for me.
Sweet.
They also provide hours and hours of training videos.
Oh, cool.
So if I had a client that came to me and said, I want to go to Italy and I've never been to Italy.
Yeah.
I have so much resources within Fora.
You still have valuable information for them as an advisor to be able to.
Exactly.
That's cool. That's awesome. And like, was just like an Indeed thing you found? You just like scroll like the job forums?
Instagram, bro.
Dude,
Instagram.
Dude, social media, dude. It continues to prove useful no matter how annoying it might be sometimes.
Truly.
It really is. So we're just like doom scrolling Instagram and you're like, hell yeah, dude. Let's sign
I was
off.
like, their marketing is on point because it is working. Working.
What was it called? What was the place called again?
Fora.
Shout out to Fora. Your marketing's killing it. Whatever budgets you have for marketing, keep it coming. You're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, they're a new agency. They just started, I believe, like right before COVID.
Ooh, so you're kind of on the ground-ish level with them. That's cool.
Yeah, and I've only been with them for a year, and they've already upgraded the platform like 3 times, and exponentially so.
Damn. I mean, I really do think COVID put everyone's mind in perspective of like, hey, when this is over, we need to see all the things we want to see because holy shit, being locked in our apartments for 4 months was a fucking nightmare.
Oh my God.
So honestly, like it was probably a good time to start a travel, like a travel business like that. Probably.
Yeah.
I know that's me and my wife are in that position where it was like, we got out of the pandemic. We were like, okay, cool. We spent the last like 8 years just like working and grinding and like just trying to make a living for ourselves. But you know what? We're not getting any fucking younger, dude. So let's just start seeing some shit now. Yes. Uncle Sam can collect his debt from us when we're dead. Fuck it.
Absolutely. Could not agree more.
I know. It's really one of those sad realizations. I kind of say this as a joke, and I apologize if I've said this on the podcast before, listeners. But like, I'm of the opinion that like, you know what? Like debt's debt. Like if, you know, it's not going anywhere. The economy is only getting worse. I'm only finding myself in deeper debt. Might as well just keep racking it up until I die. You know, no, I don't have any kids. Like, who's going to inherit that debt when I die? Uncle Sam's going to be left wanting. Is all I'm going to say about that. So IRS, if you're listening, go fuck yourself.
Get fucked.
Get fucked, dude. It's kind of sad but true. Sad but true. So that's awesome. So let's get into the day-to-day life. All right. So like, what does the day-to-day look like for a travel advisor? So you wake up in the morning, you make your cup of coffee. Do you like work from home? Do you have an office you work from? Let's get into the details.
Yeah. Luckily one of the paychecks came in from one of the commercials and I was able to get myself a brand new computer and desk set up and everything for my little home office.
Tell the listeners what commercials you have out there, because if you see these commercials, you'll see Desiree. Every time I don't see them often, but whenever I do see a commercial with a friend of mine, I get so fucking hyped, dude. I'm like, there's Travis or there's Desiree. I'm like, those are my people making shit happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, what commercials are you in so people can look for you?
Yeah, you might see my face on some CLS plasma ads.
Hell yeah, donating plasma. Actually, you know what? You are actually the reason I donate plasma every holiday. I see that one and I'm like, I should donate plasma again.
You know what's funny? I tried to do that myself.
You can't do it, can you?
Can't.
Your veins are too thin, aren't they?
No, it's my fucking autoimmune disease.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're
like,
actually
your blood is trash.
Your blood is literally not worth it. We'll actually pay you to not donate. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, nice try.
Yeah, last year we started donating plasma last year, me and my wife, because we're broke. And we were like, hey, fuck it. That's how we're going to pay the bills. But she was devastated. She found out she couldn't donate plasma because her veins are too thin. Like, actually, they can't physically do it.
Yeah,
so your boy was like
process.
double dosing. I was like going like 3 times a week. I was like maxing out. I was honestly to the point where I was like, yo, take each arm. Let's fucking rack this up. I was paying for gas. Like, my whole gas, like, all of my gas in my vehicle for like a solid 6 months was all paid off of plasma money.
You might have been pale, but at least you got your gas money.
I got hella sick, but I was just like, fuck it. They're like, how are you feeling today? I'm like, dude, I'm like pale, like eyes are purple. I'm like, I'm good. Just take more. Keep going. I'm not done yet.
That scrappy mentality.
Hell
man.
yeah, dude. I'm
Never
like, yo,
leaves us.
what, dude? I will exhaust every possible resource before I fucking call it quits, dude. I'm like, yo, double dose on the arms. I'm like, I can take more, doubling up. But so awesome. So CLS plasma, dope.
Yep.
What other commercials?
Gainbridge with Caitlin Clark. That was really cool.
Nice.
And I just, the newest one that was released was A Place for Mom, which is like this retirement senior care service situation for elderlies. And I got to do it with my dad.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Papa Gonzalez got to get in the commercial game.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, he had a great time. It was really special.
Oh, that's really cute. Being able to share that kind of stuff with your parents when the opportunity comes is so nice. Cause like we don't get to a lot in the acting world.
Yeah.
Because like it's such a niche industry where it's like, hey, you either are into it or you're not. And to be able to share that passion with, someone cle's to you, pretty rare, but nice when it gets to happen.
Yeah, it was really like the stars aligned.
Nice.
For that one.
Hell yeah. So y'all be on the lookout for Desiree, dude. Leave a comment if you see her on this episode. But back to the day-to-day for travel advisors.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, we really
I know. This is going to happen a lot. It's going to happen a lot. It's the ADHD, really. Hard H. We're just going to go every which direction.
Yeah.
Every which.
Well, the travel agency stuff, I'm not full-time doing it right now. It's very part-time.
Yeah.
But when I do have a day off to dedicate to travel, it's really, I'm still kind of setting up my building blocks. So I'm trying to set goals for myself by like a couple of months out.
Cool.
So right now my goal is to have like a functioning website by end of November.
Oh, hell yeah.
And have like a Google form ready to like capture information and have like email templates and all of that.
So that way you can work smarter, not harder type
Exactly. Stuff. Automating as much as I can because I don't have that much time.
Yeah. Also, like I imagine like time is sort of money in that world where it's hey, if you can push a couple clients out because you have things that are organized and templates that are ready to go, it's like you're saving yourself so much time to be able to like capture more opportunities that way, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. And I have so many ideas that I want to execute, but I have to be patient with myself and just like get the simple things done first, Desiree.
Patience, starting with start each stepping stone and hitting them all.
Yeah.
I'm like that too. I'm like gas pedal to the floor. Let's go.
Me too.
When we were starting this podcast project, it was seriously like we were like recording, and I remember chatting with Ron and Billy, and we were like, "Hey, how many episodes do we want recorded before we start dropping these?" And I was like, "Yo, let's just record and start fucking doing it, dude." And they were like, "Whoa, dude. Yeah. We should at least have like 5 to 10 episodes recorded, ready to go." And they were absolutely right. And still wasn't enough, honestly. We still are like, holy shit, like a weekly podcast is definitely more of an endeavor than we were expecting.
Well, my mentality when it comes to that is make it exist and then make it good.
Dude, easy words to live by, Desiree. Yeah. Make it exist, make it good. So you're still very part-time. Like, do you work like is it like client by client basis? Do you have like okay, cool, on Monday, Tuesdays, or whatever days of the week that you set hours for yourself? Like, how do you regiment yourself to like a schedule, or how exactly does scheduling work in the travel advisor world?
I'm convinced that I have ADHD because I have the worst time trying to like block my time like that.
Oh yeah.
Like I have a little timer in my cart for Amazon.
That's adorable. Yes.
For that problem exactly. Okay, give yourself 15 minutes to craft this email.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. 100%. Totally get that.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of it is emails. And then and what I want to incorporate more into my workflow is like consultation calls and actual like video presentations, because I find that like just emailing clients isn't going to be good enough.
Sure.
You know, they want to see your face. They want to understand.
They want to know you actually give a shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a lesson I had to learn very quickly.
Okay, so a little bit of that. Like, what does a good day look like in the travel advisor world? Like, is it like working with one client exclusively and getting them booked? Is it like, okay, cool, just corresponding with people? Is it like, okay, cool, a great day is like when I chat with like 3 people in a day? Like, what's a good day look like?
A good day, you know, I'm not at a place where I'm getting like a bunch of inquiries at once. It is very much like it's a slow trickle now.
Yeah.
So when I do get an inquiry and I understand what they need from me, the really exciting part is putting the itinerary together. Like once I get all the details and like the little things done and like, but actually like putting it into an itinerary and putting visuals and like explaining all, and I just get so excited.
How does that look?
Girl, you're going to love this bar. You're going to love this rooftop. You're going to love this beach. It has, you know, like all these those little things to like hype the client up.
Dude, that's so cool.
You know?
Are you mapping out like their day to day, or is it like, hey, like, are you mapping out like hour by hour? Like, how are you, like, what does scheduling look like for them? Is it just setting up the places? Is it just like, hey, this to this? Or is it like, hey, from, 10 to noon, this is what you got going on. And then from 1 to whatever, this is what you got. Like, how in depth do you get as an advisor with like the scheduling of these like, experiences?
It really depends on what the client wants, because some clients are like, I just want to get the perks that you offer at this Rosewood, right? And that's super easy for me because all I have to do is book the room, get you the perks, and we're done. And there's no planning fee involved because that was super easy. Yeah. If you want like a multiple tiered itinerary where you're jumping from island to island, or you have like, or it's like a multi-generational group that's going and everyone wants to go their separate ways and do different things and or whatever. Like
that's a good point.
Yeah. So there's everything in between that too. Damn. So like if a client really does want that full service, like they don't want to lift a finger. They want everything to
like,
show
carry
up.
me, Desiree, carry me.
They want the vehicle to show up and pick them up at the airport. They want to know where, they want their reservations taken care of for their dinner spots. Like I can handle all of that. That does come with a planning fee.
Oh, cool.
To come to, oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? Compensate my time.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question, but keep going down this road a little bit. But like the day
because my main source of income is going to be commission through the hotel bookings.
Okay.
Yeah, I get commission from the hotel directly, and I get commission from like tour operators.
Okay.
And there's various different commission styles and percentages that each property will offer.
Okay.
So it really depends. If you're looking for a really complicated trip with like 2 or 3 star hotels, I'm not going to get that much commission out of those bookings. So that's where the planning fee comes in to compensate for my time and make sure that you have the best trip possible and you're not stressed out.
Got it. Yeah. And then and you can kind of give us ballpark. You don't have to get super specific, but like in terms of like what pay looks like for like someone in your role, like from like a planning fee, like how much, like if someone was looking to get into this for the first time, kind of like you at the kind of in the beginner level of this whole thing, like how much could they like look to roughly expect of like, okay, cool. If I plan this and I have a planning fee, like, am I making like $10? Am I making like 50? Am I making like grands of dough? Like how much can someone like typically expect from a booking that includes a travel or a booking fee? Yeah, I've
seen real veterans in the field charge $1,200.
Damn! Goddamn, guys, we're wrapping up this podcast. But I'm calling it quits. No, I'm calling it quits. I'm becoming an advisor. Let's go. Just kidding.
It can be very lucrative for sure, but those are people that work exclusively with pretty high-end clients.
They've been in the grind for a while.
Exactly. So, when it comes to me, it just depends on the complexity of the trip.
Sure.
I'm doing this group trip to Puerto Rico for the Puerto Rican Bar Association in April of next year.
That's dope.
Yeah, I was super excited about that one. And, it's a huge group, so it's going to be really lucrative. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Groups are going to be... It's not easy by any means.
Yeah.
It's not, but I can have a couple of group bookings a month and be very comfortable.
Oh, hell yeah. Y'all, you heard it here, y'all. Travel advising, if you get good at it, can pay some buku bucks. Sounds like you can make a pretty comfortable living for yourself.
Yeah, you just got to make it happen, do the research, and never stop learning, because everything is changing flights right now are delayed, like there's things that are always
they're dropping out of the fucking sky right now, dude.
Oh, don't even talk to you about that.
Oh god, yeah, knock on wood. I'm kidding. Oh god.
But you're constantly having to adapt and evolve, and there's enough of the world to learn about, you know, that will keep you busy for a long, long time.
So awesome. So we talked a little bit about what that looks like. Like, what does a bad day look like? If it's like, okay, this is what I went in to do, and like, fuck, none of it panned out. Like, what's a bad day look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. My first bad day.
I like first bad day, because there's always bad days at work.
I was so excited because it was a couple that reached out to me for a honeymoon.
Ooh.
And they were like, this is our budget. This is the time window. What would you recommend in the Caribbean? I did. And this was a learning moment for me. So I dove in. I was so excited. I was like, yes, I can help you. I know everything.
I love love. Let's get your honeymoon taken off.
I love love. And I sent her all of these options, and she gave me a little bit of feedback, and she was like, yeah, I think we like this or that. But can you lower the price for this or whatever? So I did more and more research, and I started sending her emails, and I just got no responses.
Just ghosted you.
Ghosted me. And I realized, a lot of people will reach out to advisors to get their information, to get their like ideas and their recommendations, and then just book on their own.
That's ass.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
So that's where the planning fee also protects me.
Sure. Yeah. You want to make sure that you at least, if you're doing all the legwork, you got to get some out of it. Like, shit. Yeah. That's insane. I mean, dude, people will always find a way to manipulate the system. And like, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty anti big business at this point. So for the most part, I'm like, but like, don't screw for the people who like work. Yeah. Like I'm always like the people who like yell at like Walmart, like cashiers. I'm like, dude, you're not sticking it to Walmart by yelling at the cashier. You're just making an already like low income associate more pissed off and ruining their day.
It's also not a cute look.
Yeah, it's just not great. And like the same thing with this. It's like, you're not like putting one over on the business. It's like you're really just fucking over the advisor who put in all the legwork to get you all the information you want. That fucking sucks. Yeah. That is shitty. Don't be that guy, y'all. Don't be that guy. Awesome. I feel like I had another question, but I totally spaced. So what type of bookings do you handle versus like don't? Like if I called you up and was like, hey, I want to go to the Caribbean and I wanted to do this and that. Like, are there any bookings that like you don't take care of where it's like, okay, cool. Like we don't handle those versus like that?
That's a great question. And something I also had to come to terms with, because I am the kind of person that wants to tackle everything all at once.
You're such a people pleaser. You a hospitality lover.
100%. 100%. And then I realized, okay, well, I don't know everything about the world, and I don't have the time to put into learning everything about Sweden or you know, safaris or whatever. You know, like, of course I would love those bookings, but I wouldn't feel good about taking money when I'm not like really
really baked into like what that is exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I feel that.
So that's why, you know, I have made the decision to kind of niche down.
Okay.
And focus on the Caribbean and Mexico, because and I do.
You're pretty well versed in those areas of the world.
Yes, exactly. And it's easy to get down there with my time and budget to like learn more, because there is like, I've never been to St. Bart's. I've never been to Turks and Caicos. But I can get down there, and I have a whole bunch of resources that I can pull from. So I want to get really good at one thing. I want to get really good at one thing, book it over and over again. Yeah, exactly. I want to focus on all-inclusives. I want to focus on honeymooners. I want to focus on like sun and sand, essentially. Yeah. Because I feel like it's a tangible thing for me at this stage. Yeah. And then eventually, once I've got
it's a good launching off point for you.
Yeah, and then I'll launch into Europe and Asia and all of those great places
in time. Yeah,
exactly. And feel better about it.
Sure. I mean, that has to be kind of the cool thing about being a travel advisor, is like traveling recreationally is sort of a little bit of a like it's not work, but it could be like, ooh, okay, like this is really cool. And like being able to become more well-versed in those areas of the world, like in the process of recreationally traveling yourself, it has to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've only been to Europe once, and it was Sweden, and Sweden's such a cool country, but it was like you go to a place for the first time, and it's like, you're just like soaking in so much culture and so much knowledge of that you had no idea even fucking existed. And to be able to then use that and like hype people up about their trips of like, oh, you want to go to fucking Sweden? I was just there. And it's like, I can pull from this and that and this, that. That's fucking cool. What kind of perks do you get? Or sorry, before we get into perks, because I love perks. What kind of skills do you think you either had or didn't have that you felt like was really necessary in being successful as a travel advisor? Like, the reason I like to ask this question is like for people who have like maybe zero job experience, who are like, okay, I really want to do this thing, but I really don't know what skills would benefit me in this role, or even if it's a skill that I don't have that I should look to acquire to be successful. Like, do you have any advice as far as skills to acquire?
Yeah, you definitely need to be detail oriented.
Got it.
It's very easy to mess up a booking.
Never mind, guys. We're not quitting this podcast. I'm staying on here because I am not detail oriented. I'm fucked. Just kidding.
Detail oriented, good communication skills for sure. Something I realized I need to work on is like my sales pitch.
Sure.
Because I didn't go to business school.
Yeah. We've worked with sales reps, but we never worked in sales.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a different beast a little bit. Like I need to talk with more confidence.
Sure.
Even though I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm still like the shy little girl that's like, oh, please like me.
You're like, jeez, I just want you to have a good time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just want to have a good time. I promise.
Oh, that's hilarious. I totally get that though. Like you've been offered sales roles before, right? Same here. And like every time I'm offered a sales role, I'm always like, I don't know if I could do it because like it's not being, depending on the industry you're in, obviously it's like some sales positions are more pushy than others, and others are like, the product kind of sells itself. So you really just have to kind of present the information. And I kind of imagine sales advising is a little, or travel advising is a little bit like that, because they essentially know where they want to go. It's just a matter of like, okay, cool. Like what experiences can I sort of sell you on to where you want to commit to something, I imagine. But every single time I'm just like, I don't know if I'd be great at sales because I just don't buy into much of anything. I'm like, I'm like, cool. Do you want it? Cool. Don't want it? Also cool. Fuck it. Peace. Which in the sales world doesn't work out so well. You only make money when you actually sell something. So some sales skills, nice, detail orientated, super helpful. Yeah. Any skills that you felt like you didn't have going into this that you've had to like kind of develop over the course of your tenure as a sales advisor? Or I keep saying sales advisor, travel advisor.
That's okay. Let's see. I've had to learn a lot about AI and technology because I mean, I'm on my own. It's all up to me.
Yeah, you've done all the virtual trainings, but ultimately after that, it's all you.
Yeah. So it's been exciting, and I mean, I don't mind learning about it. It's just like designating the time to learn about it and then applying it and then doing it.
Yeah, it's one thing to learn it. It's one thing to be like, okay, how does this benefit me, or how can I use this in a practical setting?
Right, but it is there to help me, and right now it's taking me a long time because I'm learning everything for the first time. Yeah, but once I do it a few times, like I will get into a rhythm. I will get into a flow.
Are you a kinesthetic learner? Yeah. Absolutely we are. Like I always, whenever I go into a new job, I always tell them like, hey, you're going to teach me how to do this. And I promise you, I will fuck it up the first time. But after that, I'm fucking good. You'll never have to tell me how to do it again, because you verbally telling it to me doesn't do shit for me. I'm like, it's all just words. So I'm like, that make no fucking sense.
Yeah. What I say when it comes to mistakes, make the first one the last one.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, and I always just lead with that. I'm like, I promise you, I'm going to fuck this up the first time. Pinky promise I will. It's inevitable, but I will be the best goddamn employee you have after that.
Yes, exactly. I totally get that.
Practice makes perfect. Mm-hmm. Speaking of AI, how do we feel about AI just in general? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's inevitable. Yeah. No matter how I feel about it.
I hear you. And I'll be honest, AI kind of scares me. I'm not a big fan. It
scares me too.
I read something. I'll say like, it's hard to know what's legit on social media or the internet nowadays. But I read something that like people who use AI are just scientifically stupid, and I'm like, we're fucked. We are fucked. Cause I mean, like, it's just baked into so much shit now. And it was like that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it was like, oh, AI is a thing. And it's like, how can we incorporate in this in many things as possible?
Yeah.
Like, I think the gyms that we used to work at use AI pretty much associated with something now.
What?
Yeah, I think the sales teams use AI for like emails and like corresponding with members and stuff. So like not like intensely, but like again, they use it for that stuff. And it's like I have like 4 different jobs now. And I think they all kind of to some degree incorporate AI into what they do. And I'm just like, oh fuck, it's everywhere.
It is. It is. But I have to say that it has saved me a lot of time.
Sure.
Like, especially when it comes to like contracts for group bookings, I would have to say is probably where it's really helpful for me, because I cannot sit and read a whole contract.
Oh, hell
and
no,
tell
dude.
you.
People say read the fine print. And I'm just like, ignored it. Like, give me the spark
But it
notes.
is important to do. Especially if I'm doing like a group for lawyers and judges. Like, I cannot fuck that up.
Dude, if it's above a 5th grade reading level, your boy's checked out. I'm like, if it ain't Dr. Seuss, I'm not reading it. No, I will 100% admit that it is useful. Yeah. Like, it scares the shit out of me. Me and my sister were talking about it the other day, and like, I hopped on ChatGPT and I was just like, dude, I wonder if it knows anything about me. So I typed in like, what do you know about Xavier? And luckily it didn't give me anything. I was like, cool, thank God. I'm like, let's keep it that way.
Yeah, because your information can get out there.
I know, dude. And dude, I'm that guy that will just like, I'll wake up one day and everything about me will be plastered all over the internet. And I'll be like, fuck me. That's just, I'm off, going off the grid. But dope. So AI plays a big role. How does the dispersion, like, how do you get clients in your role? Like, does the company you work for handle like kind of dispersing some of those your way, or is it exclusively like on your own?
It's exclusively on my own.
Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
Until I get to a certain level and I make a certain threshold of money, then they'll start sending me clients.
That's kind of an I feel like that's kind of reverse. I feel like you think they'd be like, oh, if you don't have many clients, we're going to feed you a couple to kind of like help you build your repertoire of people. And then once you get to a certain level, you kind of don't need that shit. But it seems like it's kind of flip-flopped.
Yeah. But I was like a little bummed about that at first, but it kind of makes sense because like anyone can sign up to be an advisor. They have to do the quizzes and do the certification and everything, which like I think any reasonably intelligent person can do.
Reasonably.
But if they're going to be sending clients to you, they have to know that you're a quality person that knows what the fuck you're doing.
That's a good point. A good point. It feels backwards, but you made sense. Point, Desiree. What kind of certifications? What kind of certifications you need to be a travel advisor?
Well, it depends on what you want to specialize in, because there's different certifications for like cruises.
Oh, no shit. Know? Okay, dude, this is dope.
Disney is a whole beast.
There's literally a Disney certification for travel advisors.
There's a lot of trainings, I should say, for Disney.
Got it.
But Fora has like just their own certifications as far as like, okay, do you understand what a DMC is? Do you understand what to do in this situation? Do you understand what this language means in a contract? Which they have material for you to study off of.
Cool.
And then you do the quizzes and you do the tests and everything. And they're like, great. And then once you have done, let's say, like a requirement to get to the next level is make 40K in sales and book 5 different clients and use 3 different partners. So there's like, because there is like different milestones. Yeah, there is a lot to work with within the industry, meaning like Marriott and Hilton are 2 different properties with different requirements.
Interesting. You know? Okay.
They give different perks at different price points. And like learning about like Virtuoso and Marriott Bonvoy and like all of these different aspects of the business, it takes time, it takes experience. And once they see that you have been booking in that area and you have a dynamic like resume almost, then they're like, okay, you're ready for the next.
Like, hey, you know what? You're not a jabroni. Let's get you cooking with like some real, like some of that real.
And every host agency, I would assume, is different. Like, I fell into Fora because it was on my Instagram I happened to, I understood it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I joined Fora. because and especially because of all the training opportunities that they offer, like that was really attractive to me because once again, I know I'm doing this on my own.
Yeah.
I don't have to make that quota by any kind of time, like on Fora's end. It's all on me.
Yeah, your obligation is to you. It just so happens they gave you the resources to help that. And obviously, I'm sure as a business, they want you to get to that level. But like, it's kind of up to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And honestly, finding a business that's willing to take on people with no experience or like very minimal experience is pretty rare. So you have to like jump on that opportunity when it shows up.
Yeah. And I mean, like you sink or swim.
Yeah. Like, you got to ask yourself how badly you want it.
Yeah, exactly. And I also really love the community, I have to say.
Oh, that's cool.
They connect you with the local advisors in Chicago. So we have a WhatsApp group.
No shit.
That like we bounce ideas off of each other. We ask for advice on scenarios.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering about that. I imagine I was going to ask if it was exclusively independent or not, but you have a little Chicago advisor community. Yeah. That's cool. Do you guys have you like met actually these people or is it just like, oh, that's super cool?
Yeah.
Are they nice?
They are.
Oh, shout out to nice people who work at Fora. Shout out to you guys, Chicago advisors. So it's all independent, right? You're building your own business. Because how long have you been doing it for?
Just a year. I made a year.
Hey, a year. Month. Hey, 12 months, baby. One trip around the sun. Let's go. How do you feel like your business has progressed so far? Do you feel happy with it? Do you feel like, I didn't quite hit where I wanted to? Or do you feel like, okay, cool. Now that I know after a year that I'm good at this, like now I can really start fucking pushing shit.
Yeah. I feel like I've gotten to the place I wanted to get to. Like I'm very close.
Yes.
I'm very close to it. So it's not a total like, oh, well, that sucked. It's more like, okay, like I set a goal. I almost made that goal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of myself.
You know what? Give yourself the proverbial pat on the back, sister. That's what's up.
Yeah, celebrate the wins.
Hell yeah. So that's freaking cool. So there's different types of certifications. Like I would not have guessed that. There's like a whole separate certification for cruises versus like hotel, like standard. Mm-hmm. And you used an acronym. What was it? DMV? My nightmare? No. Run DMC.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
A DMC is a destination management company.
Okay.
So a good example of what a DMC would be useful for. I'm planning a trip to Ireland for my extended family.
Hell yeah.
We're doing like a family reunion. The last time they were in Ireland, Kevin was like, I don't know, 6, 7.
Yo, yeah, little baby Kevin.
His baby.
Little baby Kevin.
And I want to provide that for that memory for the next generation and be a part of it too.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be for his 35th. I'm planning it.
The big 3-5. Shout out. We love you, Kevin.
Love you, baby. But it's going to be a big group. It's going to be at least probably 20, 25 people.
Nice.
And a DMC is going to really organize us, keep us together.
Sure.
Get us where we need to go. Get that big charter bus.
That way no one's riding solo, feeling left out. You got your whole crew riding together.
Yeah. They've got an itinerary that they'll build around our preferences. So, yeah, we could go to Viator or Expedia and book these excursions like individually, but a DMC is going to take it to the next level.
Nice.
And make it personal and make it worthwhile and doable for everyone, because it's not like Expedia isn't going to be that flexible with a group of 25 people.
No, it's just typing in your information and it's like, okay, what you get is what you get. But like if you want something a little bit more catered, a little bit more personal. And honestly, the attention's in the details, man. That really makes or breaks an experience.
100%.
So to have someone care about it that way and make sure that it's all facilitated well is fucking huge.
And making sure everything goes smoothly, because if something goes wrong, like that's your person that will fix it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be halfway across the world. I can't help you from Chicago if something goes wrong and you're in the middle of Morocco or something,
Yeah.
So a DMC is really, it's an elevated tour operator, emergency fixer. Cool.
Are there any other people you work with like throughout these bookings? Like DMC, great. Like, is there anyone else like you kind of coordinate with to help make their experience, like make the client's experience better? Or is it kind of just like if they don't need a DMC, it's really just you and then they're on their own? Or is there other kind of people you connect them with?
Yeah, that's primarily why I would use a DMC, is because I will feel confident and good that the client will be taken care of in this, foreign destination, no matter what. If it is just like a hotel and some excursions, then my primary contact is probably just going to be the tour operators, or the reservation desk at the hotel.
Within the hotel.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the DMC is really that cushion.
Yeah. Do you feel better when they is that something they request of like, hey, we want a DMC for this? Or if it's like they book so much stuff, it's like, hey, you want a DMC like for this? Yeah.
I feel like I would need to recommend it more often than not. I don't think a lot of people know what that is.
Yeah, I'm in that boat, sister. So that's cool. That's awesome. So you're really just creating memorable experiences for these people as they want to go on these trips, and that's so fucking cool.
You're investing so much money and so much time.
Yeah,
and that's so valuable.
It really is. It's peace of mind, man. And people can have great times on trips, but if they don't have peace of mind with it, it's always like a level of like anxiety that you get still. It's like, okay, I had a great time here, but like, what's the next thing that's happening? And fuck, is it going to be great? Yeah. And it's like, cool, peace of mind really does enhance the experience of most things. All right. So obviously we talked compensation a little bit. Like, what are some of the perks of being a travel advisor? Like, do you have these connections and are you able to use them to your advantage when you travel recreationally? Or is it really like, hey, I do that for the client, but my traveling is just exclusive of my own. And I kind of just do what I like or how I like to book it or whatever.
Yeah. I would not be able to take advantage of the perks that we offer our clients when they book certain hotels. Those perks look like complimentary room upgrades.
Sure.
Or early check-in, late checkout, complimentary breakfast, complimentary spa service.
Sure.
Stuff like that. And they sound little, but they do make a big difference.
Huge, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine booking like a double room and then you're all of a sudden have a suite?
Oh, that's gangster, dude. You feel like a baller. You feel like a baller. You're getting a 5-star review from me 10 times out of 10, dude.
Yeah, like waking up to that ocean. Like, come on. There's nothing like that.
No.
But when I travel, I do have access to like TA rates, which is like travel agent rates. So just discounted rates because they understand that,
like, hey,
you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah, you're booking us. You're booking people in our hotel. Like, the least we could do is cut you a little deal.
Yeah,
dude, save money where you can, sister. Traveling is expensive.
It is, and I have to be very strategic about my travel now because I do want to expand my book of business.
Yeah,
and get more people to inquire, and that means I have to be very familiar with what I'm selling.
Yeah,
so I'm making at least. I'm trying to make Puerto Rico at least once a year, but I want to make other islands in Mexico as well mixed into that too. And I have to budget for that. I have to make time for that.
Yeah. Still costs some to go to those places for sure.
Yeah, of course it does.
Some. Do you have like so you're going to, have you ever been to Ireland?
No, that would be
so this Ireland trips, do you have like a pipe dream of like, okay, cool, this is where I want to travel, or this is an area of the world I really want to get knowledgeable in to be able to sell these experiences? Do you have like
that's such a hard question.
I know, I'm a jerk. I'm gonna make you answer too. What, like, if you had to pick like your top 3 of like, okay, cool, these are the places I really want to get well versed in.
Oh man. I think Italy is a big seller.
I mean, Italy's such a big tourist hub.
Yeah,
like, if you could get familiar,
everyone talks about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's honestly, if Italy isn't on your travel bucket list, it's because you've been there or because you're an idiot. It's just one of those spots where it's like you have to go.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, but I want to because it's Italy, but also because I want to sell it. But
and pasta.
But I really want to see New Zealand.
Yeah.
I really want to see Thailand. I really want to see Greece.
Oh yeah. You travel junkie.
I really want to go to those places so bad. But it'll happen.
It'll happen. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Awesome. We're going to shift gears a little bit because now we're just going to get into the friendship talk. Unless there's anything else about travel advising that you care. And like, I'll probably have some more questions as we kind of just rant for a while, but any other like big travel advisor skills, experiences, that you can recall? Like, do you have a favorite booking you've ever booked? Like, of like, oh yeah, this was a really fun one to book.
My first like really big booking was actually, it was also a learning experience too, because I was really excited about it. This person reached out to me because she wanted to take her family to Curacao, which is where I honeymooned.
Ooh.
And she mentioned the resort Blause, which is actually the only luxury like experience I've ever had was for my own honeymoon.
Heck yeah. You gotta blow up the honeymoon, dude. You gotta blow it up.
So I was really fortunate to be able to talk about that with her.
Oh, that's awesome.
And actually act like an advisor. You know?
I mean, you had firsthand experience. Especially as such an iconic experience for you to be able to. It
was so special. Exactly. It was like a very full circle moment. And she was asking like, oh, should we rent a car? Blah, blah, blah. And I was able to say like, hey, everything is in Papiamentu. Like you won't be able to read anything. You're
like, sister, I don't even got to look this shit up. Let me tell you what's up. I can give you the ups and downs, sideways, lefts and rights. Let's do it.
Yeah. And I did a bunch of excursions down there too. So I was able to be like, yeah, you want to snorkel with the turtles. They're going to be there.
You got to.
You know?
It's already booked, whether you want it or not. It's already
there. And I was able to talk about the food and all, like it just felt very like, okay, like I can do this.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm sure that was a huge confidence booster. That's so fucking cool, dude. That's so awesome.
And when I was emailing the resort, I was like, I'm so happy because this was my first booking and I honeymooned there.
You're like, hey, I'm just going to reply to my last email from my honeymoon just to let you guys know I got someone coming.
They were so nice about it though. They were like, oh, that's cute.
That is really cool, man. It's that personal touch, man. It's that idea of like, hey, you know what? Like the person you're talking to, whether it be your advisor or a sales rep, but anywhere, it's like they're a person too, and they have their own unique experiences that they're able to bring to the table and be able to speak on. And I mean, I could tell you if I was a travel advisor, because me and my wife, we eloped in Hawaii and we kind of like combined our wedding and honeymoon into one experience. And I could tell you if someone hit me up and was like, hey, we want to go to Hawaii and we want to go to the Big Island and do some hiking, your boy would be fucking psyched. I'd be like, yo, dude, that's where me and my boo thing got married. It's lit as shit. You're going to want to go to see the volcanoes and go swim with sharks and shit, dude. Go surfing.
And you're passing on that joy to somebody else.
Yeah,
it's like, how that's so special.
Yeah, you vicariously kind of know the experience they're going to have, and you know it's going to be fucking magical, dude.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Hawaii. I felt like a Disney princess there. When we actually, me and my wife, we eloped in Hawaii because there's like this inside joke of like when me and my wife were kids, because she's my high school sweetheart. We've been dating since I was in 10th grade, 9th grade. Don't shoot me if you're listening. I love too. But like it was this joke. I remember asking her when we were like young. I was like, hey, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you travel? And she was like, Hawaii. And I thought it was kind of funny at the time because I was like, really, of all the places in the world, Hawaii. I'm like, it's in the United States. You could pick somewhere exotic, Brazil, Thailand, whatever, but like Hawaii. And that kind of became a joke of like, oh yeah, Hawaii, that's the spot. So when we ended up getting married there, it was like a huge deal. It was like, yo, we've been joking about Hawaii being this place, or this kind of this imaginary place in our minds for years, but holy shit, Hawaii, dude. I felt like a Disney princess. The hills were singing, dude. I was like, dude, this place is great.
It's so beautiful.
Also, anybody who like trash talks like touristy areas of like the country, I'm just, dude, fuck you, dude. Okay. Yeah. Some of us want that kind of experience, or like only can afford that kind of experience. Like, would it be great to be able to like, get
it's
off
your living room.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's not my fucking home, dude. So like, we'll count that as a win. I'm not a big fan of trashing people's vacation styles, dude. You like what you like, and just live in that. Who you're trying to impress with your travel arrangements, as long as you're having a good time, who gives a shit? Yeah, geez. So shifting gears to kind of just general Desiree questions. So before travel advising, like what other jobs have you kind of had throughout your adult life? And how do you feel? And if we want to connect them to travel advising, how do you feel like those jobs helped you in the travel advising world?
That's a good question. Well, right out of college, I just wanted to be an actor.
Hell yeah.
I was just like full throttle ahead.
Yeah, you're like single-minded,
focused.
like all in.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be in the acting world, man.
Yeah, you really do.
Especially,
you have to be all in.
Yeah, because if you really are divided priority-wise, which I do kind of feel like was my huge hang-up when I was acting. It was like I felt so divided by what I wanted to do and what I wanted to experience that like it made it hard to really progress in that field, because it was like, shit, you really have to be ready to like give up everything you've established for a role that you are fortunate enough to book that you don't know will lead to anything else. You're like, hopefully it will. Yeah. Triggered, guys.
I think you saw me in one of my like really bad days. Do you remember like it was when I was doing Frankenstein at
Yep. Cool.
You remember?
I keep talking. I'm pretty sure I remember this. Yes.
Yeah. So this should have been like my biggest red flag. But I was understudying and I had a great time. I really did. Till this day, the best theater that treats their actors very well.
Yeah.
They do. So I was doing the show. I was understudying. I was also maid of honor for my best friend's wedding that same year.
Yeah.
And I was throwing her bridal shower and I got the call that I had to go in an hour before the shower. Yeah. So
That's like every actor's worst nightmare, by the way.
It really was. It was a terrible, terrible hour and a half before I got onto stage. But we figured it out. My mom helped throw the party and everything went smoothly. I did the show. Everything was great. I showed up on time. I did my job. Everything was executed perfectly.
Yeah.
Big bummer that I had to miss out on
a
core memory for my best friend. And then they were going to take the show elsewhere. I couldn't remember what state they were taking it to, but they weren't going to take. Sorry, no, this is what happened. So the person I was understudying got another job.
Got it.
So the whole cast actually thought that I was just going to step in and go.
Yeah, because I mean, that kind of makes sense. And I feel like that it tends to be how that goes usually.
Yeah. Instead, they had me re-audition.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
They had me re-audition and I was like, okay, fine. Even though I did the show.
Yeah, you fucking ran it. If anything, you would save them so much time and effort having to teach someone else, but can keep going.
Anyway, I was working a shift at when I got the call saying that I did not get it. Dude. And I was devastated. I was devastated.
I do
remember I had to walk out and I was like crying in front of the fresh time there.
Yes, I do remember this. God.
Yeah, good old days.
Yeah, simpler times. Yeah, that fucking grind is rough. I do remember this day of work.
But it was just like more situations like that would happen, especially because I did a lot of understudy work. Yeah. Which like it is
some of the hardest shit.
Unsung, like
I'll be honest, I was not an actor for super long, but I was constantly scared for the day that I was going to be in an understudy position because I'm like, Jesus Christ, I barely remember my own shit, let alone my shit and someone else's. So I'm like, I'm fucked, dude.
Truly, it's a very specific skill set. And you have to be very reliable, and you're on your own most of the time. It's
you're not running. You're not really walking the track ever. You're just watching it, and you're just like, "Fuck, okay, I have to do exactly that when the moment comes." It's like shit.
It's really nerve-wracking. It fried my system.
Yeah,
it fried me.
Are you still in the acting world at all?
I am.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm not. I am taking an intentional step back from theater specifically. I think. For now.
Heck yeah.
But I'm still auditioning for like TV and commercials.
Yeah, I mean, to be straight, that's where most money's at. So go for those when you can. Yeah. Heck yeah. And so just taking a little bit of a different direction a little bit.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I understand it now better. Like, I guess in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I'm understudying at all of these theaters. I have my foot in the door. I'm proving myself. They'll remember me. I'll stay on the radar. All of those things. But what it really just does is put you in a box. And they're going to be like, she's a reliable understudy.
I will say that is probably, and I'm probably, anybody listening from the Chicago theater world is probably going to think I'm shit talking the whole theater community of Chicago. But it's really not that. But it is odd to me because it's true.
It's how it felt for me. I'm not saying it's the truth.
Yeah. But like I think there is a little bit of a reality of like, hey, understudying is probably one of the hardest things you can do. And you think like, okay, if I can do this and prove myself, it'll only look well for me in the future. And I can eventually expand into bigger roles and doing bigger things. And the unfortunate reality is, as much as that should be the case, it's more than often not. And it's kind of really an unfortunate thing about the theater world is like you really do get sort of pigeonholed into whatever skill set people see you in at that moment, right? In your case, it was understudying. It's like, holy shit, she was an understudy. She fucking nailed it. I want her to understudy this role or understudy that. And it's like, well, like she's good enough to lead the fucking show. Like you don't need to understudy it. And like I felt that way like a little bit like racially a little bit. It was like I make the joke, but it was kind of true. Like I didn't speak in my actual speaking voice for like any of the shows I did because I did one show where it was like, okay, cool. We want you to learn Italian or learn Spanish and learn whatever. And it was like, that was kind of like all the roles I was getting was just like, cool. What language can we get you to speak this time? And it's like, okay, cool. So I'm the ethnically ambiguous guy who can speak whatever language or dialect you need him to, depending on the situation. And I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, this isn't so great.
Yeah, and then when you're put in situations like that, you kind of lose the love of it.
I mean, that's what happened to me, and that's why I transitioned into fitness full time. And I was like, cool, this was a fun couple of years of doing this, but I've found myself in this hole, and it's hard to break out of it once you're in it, man. And I think that like one of the ways too is like transitioning from that theater perspective to the on camera perspective, and like you're kind of able to sort of reinvent yourself through the medium a little bit, which I think is fortunate if you're able to do it. But also, film is such a hard industry to break into, you know.
It is.
Or on camera rather. That's fucking cool though. I mean, I'm still glad you're doing a lot of like the on camera stuff. Like I remember I forgot what show I saw you in, but I remember seeing you in a show, and I'm a horrible friend for forgetting.
Probably Bonnie and Clyde.
Probably Bonnie and Clyde with Max. And like I remember seeing that and being like, yo, like you're fucking good at this. Like to give it up entirely, you know.
Thank you.
It has to evolve. The relationship with it has to evolve. And, and for that reason, I'm very glad that you got into travel advising and stuff too. But it's like, it makes me happy when people are still at the grind. I felt that the same way about Travis, talking to him. Like he doesn't do theater so much anymore. He just produces music and stuff. And like to hear that music still plays such an active role in his life while still at the same time being able to separate from the elements that weren't fulfilling to him and stuff like that. It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And that's something
it takes time to figure that out.
It does. It does. Cause like I think that's exactly it. Like the artistic world, you're going to grow up. This is for all the young listeners listening to this. If you're an aspiring artist, like you're going to feel at times that the artistic industry is what it is, and that you need to find your place within the world that's already been invented or already been sort of like established. But like art is art. And like, if I can encourage anybody listening to this to do is like make your own fucking art, dude. Because like you're gonna find so much success in that and find so much more fulfillment in that. Because I know like when I was in college or when I was trying to like be an actor in Chicago, it was like I'm merely just a conduit for someone else's vision, and that was how I felt like I could be successful. It was like that was all I can do. When someone says dance, I'm gonna fucking dance, dude. Or you know what I mean. But there's so many avenues and there's so much ways to express yourself artistically that can resonate with people, and it's like you don't have to just fit into what's already there, you know.
100%.
Branch out.
And own your own unique set of experiences and look and point of view, because that's what's going to separate you from the rest of the hundreds of people going for the same role. It
really is. And I mean, a lot of us, it takes most people a long time to figure that out. Like, I mean, I feel like I just kind of learned that like as I was approaching 30, was like, oh, you know, there's an artistic world out there that doesn't just involve me auditioning and rejection, audition, rejection, audition, rejection. It's like, oh, I could just buy a mixer and plug it into my laptop and we could just talk. And that's cool. That works.
I love that you're doing this, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Desiree.
That you're just constantly reinventing yourself.
You know, it's a blessing and a curse. It's like the blessing of it all is like, I feel like I've gotten to meet some really cool people. I've got to expose myself to a lot of cool things. And like I kind of told you before we started recording, like I find what other people do so much fucking cooler than anything I'm doing. So to like be able to like sit down and just like talk to people about their lives, what they do for a living, what they feel passionate about is so fucking cool to me. Yeah. So to be able to kind of isolate that part and just to do that through this medium is super cool. The curse part of it is like, as soon as I get good at something, I get fucking bored. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, that's how I felt with teaching group fitness. It's like, I kind of hit every milestone I wanted to. You know, I'd spent the last 10 years not 10 years, like 7 or 6 years, however long I worked with like thinking like, okay, cool. My dream is to be a studio manager. Like that's what I really want to do. I want to manage a group fitness team and I want to be an educator and I want to help like inspire other instructors to become really fucking badass group X instructors.
Yeah.
And it took me so long to get that job because of work politics. As you know, is like, it's always like, oh, we need, you know, you're just not a good fit. You're not a good fit. We need someone else's perspective. You're just not a good fit, not a good fit. And like, eventually I finally got that job and it was the worst fucking year of my life. I hated every second of it. I'll say this because at this point I don't care. Like I didn't care for the club I worked at. I didn't care for the people I worked for. The people I was meant to serve weren't great. And I was like, I literally dedicated 7 years of my life to this. And now that I have it, I'm fucking miserable. And I lasted a year. And I'm sure if anybody is listening that was there for that part, I'm sure they're like, well, Xavier couldn't handle it. And it's like, handle it, don't handle it. To be honest with you, I don't give a fucking shit what your opinion is. You like, if it's a matter of you not thinking I couldn't handle it, then sure. But I'm telling you, it goes a lot deeper than that. Yeah. And you know, at the end of the day, life's too fucking short to be miserable. Dude.
100%.
I mean, I would literally sit at this park outside of because that was the club I worked at. Mm-hmm. And like, there's this like little like walking trail right off the club, like probably like maybe a mile away from the club. And I would like sit there and I would just fucking scream in my car. Like I would fucking white knuckle my steering wheel and I would just fucking scream for like an hour because like or like not for an hour, but I would scream for like a good like 5 minutes before I went into work because I was like, this sucks. I was like, I hate this, dude. Yeah. And you know,
it's a hard conversation to have with yourself too.
No, it was probably one of the hardest conversations I ever had. And, you know, with myself and, you know, like I said, I eventually you kind of hit that wall. And that's kind of where this project kind of stemmed from was like, I eventually kind of hit that wall and was like, yo, I can't keep fucking doing this. Like I have to get out of this. I'm in a rut. And then out of the rut kind of comes out of that. But like, that's kind of where this whole thing stemmed from was just like this idea of I dedicated so many years of my life. And I just had to imagine other people felt that way too, of like dedicating their years of their lives to this one thing and achieving it and not feeling like it was enough or not feeling it was really maybe actually what they wanted. And I was like, yo, I cannot be the only one who feels that way. Yeah. You know, so anyway, that's kind of how this project essentially kind of came to be, you know, and luckily enough, I, you know, in meeting Billy, I know Billy was always kind of somebody who felt that way too. Billy had done a bunch of jobs before. And I was like, you know, if I'm going to find someone to do this with, I'm like, I think Billy would really get this and really understand where we're coming from. And same with Ron too. I know you don't know Ron, but he also works up at that Willowbrook club. And that's how I kind of met him there. And it was true. He was kind of like that guy. He's like, yeah, I'm in my mid 30s and I've jumped from job to job to job doing a bunch of stuff. And I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm just like, like what's fucking next? And I'm like, dude, let's just talk about that and just like talk to people about their fucking cool jobs. And maybe in the process help ourselves at the same time. Like, I don't know, maybe we might talk to someone and be like, yo, that's fucking cool. Let's try doing that. And like, maybe we should experience that, you know? So it's all just sort of like a means of trying to help ourselves and hopefully in the process help other people who maybe feel that way too. Cause it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It really fucking sucks.
Yeah. But I love that you found this and that cause you're taking control, you know?
Yeah. It's,
and you're able to, I mean, talking to people and connecting with people, I mean, that's art in and of itself. Like that's the whole point is connection.
Yeah.
You know? So, and podcasts are so popular these days. Like, it really popped off like crazy.
I know. I mean, I'll be straight. I'm always overwhelmed. Like we're a self-produced podcast, so like we don't work with anyone. We exclusively work for ourselves. And when we do, and it is so much work. But like every time, like I go online and I see like how many people have listened, and it's not a lot of people, but like the fact that anybody fucking listens is so fucking satisfying and so cool. Cause like I have to believe that everybody who listens takes something away from the conversation. And it's like, you know, again, if I can expedite this process to where you're not getting to where I felt like I was at this dream job that I had that I fucking hated, like I want to expedite that process. I think going through those feelings are important to have for everybody because that's where you really, I think, figure out how much you as an individual can take and how willing you are to pick yourself up from this moment or this time of being super low and pulling yourself out of that. And I think that's important for everyone to experience. But like if I can expedite that process by any means by being like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm telling you right now, if you don't like what you're fucking doing, leave it. Like, if it's not benefiting you financially, emotionally, physically, just get the fuck out of it now, dude. It's not worth it. Don't keep convincing yourself that eventually it'll be worth it, because it might, but it very well might not. You know, I feel super appreciative of the relationships I built throughout that time prepping to be a group fitness manager. But, you know, I can honestly say that of all of the things I regret in this world, which is a lot, leaving that job was not one of them. You know,
I feel like a lot of people say that too. Like when they're in that situation and they're left with like, either you stay comfortable but miserable, or you take that leap of faith and just take all of the risk on yourself, they never regret it.
No, and I agree. And like, people can give you that advice, and like, if you're listening, you're probably taking this advice and being like, eye roll. Yeah, but that's not me though. And it's like, it might not be you, but like,
and that's okay.
And that's okay too. Like, that's honestly, if anything, I'm jealous. I'm jealous if that's not you, if anything.
Honestly, I wish I could be content.
Honestly, contentment is the goal, but like, I don't know if I actually know what that feels like.
Yeah.
And it's,
I think like you and I are not meant to have the same day over and over again.
No.
You know,
no. And I think
a lot of artists aren't.
I agree. And I think that's what made some of the early days of when we started working together so fun. Because that like, we were transitioning from this little rinky-dink like little gym to something that's massively and huge. And it's like the constant variables of what we were being thrown at were kind of exciting to me. I was like, cool, what fucking problems are we going to have today that we're going to have to solve for? And like, it was that like call and response of like, okay, cool. We had no idea what to expect from this, but now that we did, let's fucking solve it. And, you know, eventually, like, there's instability in that, and which is stressful in and of itself. But, like, there is something that's kind of, it's all about the story. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm so story driven. Like, I'm a firm believer there's no such thing as a bad experience as long as you have a good story that comes out of it. You know, because it's true. It's like every mistake, every bad experience is a learning opportunity. But as long as you're a good storyteller, you can twist any bad experience to be fucking entertaining, dude. Which I have, and the other thing too is like, if you're able to part ways from what you perceived was your dream job, it's so much easier to advocate for yourself in other roles and other jobs that you do. Which is a very important skill to learn for yourself, like setting boundaries with your workplace and being like, hey, you know what? I know what I'm worth, and I know what is acceptable to tolerate and what isn't. And you don't always know that until you're in the thick of it and you're like, I have to leave this because I'm being taken advantage of. This fucking sucks. And then all of a sudden it's a lot easier. Like, it's a funny story. I don't think I've told this story on the podcast yet, but so like after I quit that job being a studio manager, I host game shows now up in Lombard. That's one of my jobs. But in the process of sort of like finding other jobs that can kind of like fill the void that this job left behind, or that I left behind with this job, I worked as a cruise director for all of 3 days. And it's hilarious. And I'll say it's talking to you. For one, so disorganized of a business. I will say their communication was trash. But anyway, so I go in for the interview, and it's in the NBC building downtown. So a huge building. I'm dressed up and I'm doing this interview, and they sit me down, and I sit with the GM, and I guess it was a role they never had before. They were like, oh yeah, we don't have anyone doing this role. We've tried it off and on before, but something happens and we kind of just like nix it or, kick it over to the side. But we want to do this thing again. And we want to have like a cruise director on our cruises off on Lake Michigan, for dinner cruises, pretty much like an MC, someone who's just like making sure everyone's having a good time. We don't really know what the job is, but we want a self-starter to be able to evolve it. And I was kind of like, cool, dope. Don't got to tell me twice. I'm a very like do first, ask questions later kind of guy. I'm the definition of a self-starter, dude. So let's do this. And I've been doing like MC gigs and periodically. So like I was pretty good at it. And it was so crazy. So like I go there and like I go down to Navy Pier. I hop on this cruise, and like no one, like I don't think anybody knew I was going to be there, which was already kind of weird. I was like, oh, they're like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm Xavier. I'm shadowing, the MOD or whatever. And they're like, oh crap. I guess just follow us around, I guess. And it's like, when you do that, you just feel like you're in the way the whole time of like what people are doing. And in my mind, I remember in the interview, they were like, hey, we want a self-starter. I was like, dude, let's fucking cook, dude. So like on this cruise ship, there was like there's 3 floors, but only 2 of the floors are being used. The top one was like a graduation for like a local high school. And the other one was like a like general admission, fancy dinner, DJ type situation. So like this floor with all these high school kids, like they're turning up, they want to have a good time. The DJ's playing some stuff. And I was like, yo, let me grab this microphone real quick. So I grabbed this microphone and I'm getting them hyped up, dude. I'm like, yo, put your hands up, everybody jump, make some noise. I'm like, dude, I was like, hey, self-starter, dude. Like that's what they want.
That's what you asked for.
So that day goes by and it's like everyone on the cruise was like, yo, that was fucking dope, dude. The people, they were turned up. And I'm like, dude, that's what I fucking do, dude. Let's just fucking party, man. So I go the next day. It was 3 days back, or I'm pretty sure three days back to back to back. I go on the second day and the vibe's a little different. There's a private party upstairs. I think it was a college graduation because this was like around June-ish. So it's a college graduation and on the floor, it was just general admission and like nobody was dancing. Like dinner was over. It was whatever. So like I hop on the microphone and I'm like, okay, cool. Like let's hit the dance floor up, blah, blah, blah. There's a couple people hitting the dance floor up. And as they're playing some music, there are some people like, I will die on this hill. I did not warrant them to do this. This was not me. This was exclusively them. But like they start, you know, dancing a little raunchy on the dance floor, dude. And I'm just like, cool. You know what? They're having a good time. They were having a blast. I got pictures with some of them. They're like, oh yeah, take pictures with them. I'm like, yeah, let's turn up. Yeah, make sure to tag us, all that good stuff. And I get summoned to the NBC office the next day. And I go in and I'm going in there to talk scheduling because that's what they kind of said. They're like, oh, we want to talk schedule. I was like, cool. I'll go in there. We'll figure out a more robust schedule because there was all this communication confusion.
Yeah.
So I go there and it's me, the operation, like the national operations manager who I've been texting with back and forth about the role, and then an HR person. And I was like, been here before. I was like, ooh, okay, cool. What do we got? He's like, yeah, he's from HR. I'm like, cool.
Oh,
so I sit down and they were like, okay, well, this isn't going to work out. And I was like, ooh, I was like, cool. I was like, I kind of assumed that based off the HR person being here, but I'm like, I was like, what's the deal? Yeah. What's the problem? And he was like, well, you know, we were told by staff members that you had people inappropriately dancing on the dance floor. And that like I was like, hold on. I was like, am I getting fired because I'm too hype? I'm like, is that what is,
Did I kind of look. Say that?
Yeah, I was like, "Am I getting fired for being too hype?" And they were like, "Well, you know, it's in the email that we sent you, it was so that you can shadow people. Like it said, it didn't say shadowing in the email. It just said Xavier to shadow in the subject line. Like I didn't know who I was meeting with. I didn't know any other information. So like it was vague as shit.
Oh my god!
And I kind of said that. I was like, "Yo," I was like, "Wait," I was like, "Guys, so." I was like, so you want a self-starter, but you wanted me to just shadow and you don't have any idea of what this job is, but you wanted me to do it. I was like, the MODs didn't even know I was going to be there. Yeah. I was like, can I give you guys some advice? And they were like, yeah. I was like, y'all really need to figure out your communication situation because I don't think you guys know what you want. Good. And I very clearly did not know what you guys wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like, and for what it's worth, did not tell them to dirty dance on the dance floor. I was just
How are you supposed to control that?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Weren't they teenagers too?
No, they were all adults.
Oh.
Yeah, they were adults.
That's actually even better. Like,
yeah, it wasn't like weird. It was like these were like adults. Like I'm not thinking like, oh, maybe early 20s, like easily 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
But they were like, they were grinding, they were dancing, people were dropping it low, like I do, because I'm a fucking psycho and I like to dance.
Yeah.
But like I kind of told them, I was like, yo, no one was on the dance floor before I got people dancing. I was like, I made a pretty damn memorable experience for those people.
Yeah.
I was like, but to be totally honest with you guys, I'm not here to beg for this job because I really don't fucking need this. Yeah. But I'm just telling y'all need to get your shit.
Yeah.
You need to tighten it up.
For you.
But like, I don't know if I would have had the guts to do that if I didn't like 6 months before that be like, yo, I'm outie. Like this fucking sucks, you know? Yeah. But sometimes you need to subject yourself to that in order to kind of be a good advocate for yourself.
Wow. What a crazy story.
Yeah. So ever since then, I've been telling people that I'm certifiably hype. Like, yo, I'm just telling you, I'm getting fired for being too hype. Yo, that's a certification right fucking there, dude.
What a legend.
Certifiably hype.
Fired because I'm too hype.
I'm like, I think I might be certifiably hype, like technically.
That's incredible.
But anyway, that's my brief stint in the cruise world. But Desiree, what is next? What will with travel advising specifically, like where would you like to see your career go? Like if you had to come up with like a 5-year plan of like, hey, this is my goal for 5 years from now if I stay in this world and I find a lot of success and I enjoy it.
Yeah. I don't know if I've really thought about 5 years ahead.
Or give me like 6 months. Give me 6 months from now. Like what's your like where would you like to see this take you if you had a perfect world?
I mean, I would, in my perfect world, it's self-sustainable. Like I'm my own boss.
Hell yeah.
You know, I call the shots. I work when I want to work. I work wherever I want to work.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
you want to be advising some people from the sands of Puerto Rico. Dude.
Yes,
like that's where you want to be doing this shit.
God, the motherland.
Oh, the motherland, dude. The land of Bad Bunny.
How excited are you about this halftime
show? So fucking psyched, dude.
I was so excited.
Honestly, like I saw that and I was just like, that's what I'm fucking talking about. I'm like, now we're here to party, dude.
You're going to miss out if you boycott it.
Yeah, say what you want.
Really
I get it. Like, he's not speaking English. Okay, cool. Like, I get it, but also like, get over it, guys. Those hips are gonna be shaking. The party's gonna be bumping. Like, it's Bad fucking Bunny, dude. I'm just like, dude, it's a Super Bowl halftime show. There's way bigger shit in this world to be worried about than that. 100%. And Bad Bunny's fucking dope, dude. I saw Bad Bunny before he was really famous, and I didn't know at the moment who I was watching. He was opening for somebody. I forget what concert I was at, but he was opening for somebody. And like, I remember watching it being like, oh, he's pretty good. That's pretty dope. And I'm just like, dude, if I knew what I knew now watching back, I would have milked that. I would have soaked in that performance so much more. Because, dude,
I kind of wish I went to the residency. I should have just, I should have just went ahead and invested. Like, it would have been horrible, but
like, oh fuck,
the financial aspect. I mean, but I have had cousins come back and say, "Oh my god, that was like a once in a lifetime." Show, and I'm just eating my freaking foot. Like, I'm so mad I didn't do it,
dude. And I mean, it's gonna be an iconic performance. Anybody who complains, like, I felt this way about Kendrick too, when people were like, I don't understand what he's saying. It's like, dude, watch any halftime performer. You don't understand half of what they're saying.
Yeah.
When Bruce
live performances are hard to understand.
Yeah, when Bruce Springsteen performed, you can't understand a word he fucking says either. Yeah. But like, who cares, dude? That's not what you're there for.
Yeah.
You know, dude, and like, I'll be straight with you. And this is my humble opinion, because I know Bad Bunny gets a lot of shit for like, oh, his name sucks, or like, oh, he wears a dress, and I'm just like, dude, to me, there is nothing more like masculine than a man who could wear a dress and perform and not give a fuck about what it like. That is like, dude, that's I'm not gay, but I'm turned on as shit just thinking about it. I'm like, dude, that is the epitome of like masculinity. If you need to like project your masculinity in what you wear and like be super like, men wear pants and men wear blah blah blah, dude, you are the biggest bitch. Like, who gives a shit, dude?
I totally agree,
dude. Like, he wears a dress and who gives a shit, dude? He don't give a shit about what you think. And that's
really
hot as, and that's hot as shit, dude. That's hot as hell. And I will die on that fucking hill. I will die on it.
Me too. No, I totally agree. Men that can just be very comfortable with that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm like, you're my people.
Yeah, I'm like, that's it. I want to be around more of you.
Yeah.
Because you guys fucking get it.
And it's just like brave in this day and age. Yeah. Like, you're opening yourself up for criticism, and like, you just don't give a fuck about it.
And honestly, I love the fact that like it really does put the mirror in front of you too. Cause it's like, it's not only brave as shit, but it's also, it makes you wonder why it's so brave.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, he's wearing a dress and you're like, fuck, that's so brave. He's just like, he made an active choice to do this, and like, he doesn't care. But it's like, then you kind of watch him do it and you're just like looking at it and you're like, why the fuck did I care?
Yeah.
Why the fuck did I care? Like,
exactly.
You know, it's like, it's just fucking clothing, y'all. Like,
exactly.
Heels, dress, pants, hoodies, fucking
our fucking forefathers were in wigs and wore ballet flats.
Yeah, like, and they looked fucking stupid. But we hold them to this pedestal of being like, those were the fucking men of that time, dude. Those fucking wigs, man.
Ready with little feather pens.
Dude, those feather pens are fucking so tough, dude. Like, nothing is more masculine than a dude in a wig and tights.
Yes.
Fucking with a quill. Hell yeah. Taking 10 minutes to load a fucking gun, dude. That's hard. Yeah, dude. You can shoot one bullet in 10 minutes. Fuck yeah,
and
dude.
It still won't hit its target.
And it still missed every single time. That's manliness right there, dude. Fuck. It's great shit. But last thing I want to do, or it doesn't have to be, but I definitely want to make sure we get this in. Shameless plug. If anybody wanted to reach out to you to either ask questions about being a travel advisor, but also to like book a fucking trip, like shameless plug time, Desiree, you know what to do. Give us all the deets, sister.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Des_donation vacations.
Yeah, to think about it.
I did actually. And you can email me, Desiree, DESIREE .Gonzalez with a Z at fora.travel. And I will have a website hopefully before the end of the year. That is my goal, like I said earlier. So hold me to it.
You know what we got to do? It's on the recording, so you have to do it. But you know what we'll do? When you get that website launched, let's bring you back on. We'll do we won't have to talk about travel. We'll just do a filler episode, and we'll just because we also read Reddit stories and stuff too of people in ruts, and we'll just like talk about those. But like we'll bring you on for a filler just to have you on to like be able to talk. But then we can kind of promote your website when that comes out too. Hell yeah, I love hyping up my friends. My friends are I have fucking cool friends. I
would love to actually add to that real quick because something that you did when we were in has always stayed with me. And this was, it meant a lot to me. It really did, because I'm not someone that likes to talk about myself too much. Like I was very nervous for this podcast because I am not someone that's very good at this aspect of the job.
I mean, I think you've done fucking great so far. I mean, we're an hour and a half in, and like, I don't know if I'm going to have to edit a whole lot. Like it was a great fucking convo.
Yes. But you were the first person that texted me when I got nominated for, Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, aw.
So I literally didn't even realize I was nominated. It was not on my radar. And then I woke up to this text and you were like, yo, congratulations.
Dude, hell yeah.
And that meant a lot. And then you even added to that because we were in some kind of training or something at the hotel. And at the end of the training, you literally stood up and you were like, everyone should know that Desiree was nominated.
I want you to know, I wish I remembered that, but like, I'm so glad I fucking did. Cause like hyping up my friends is so fucking cool,
it's
man.
So important. It's so important.
And I every so often, so for the listeners, backstory, I used to do this thing back in the day where I called it Cha to Check Time, where I would like post on, I'm sure you could still find it if you look up on Instagram, Horchata King. But I used to call myself the Horchata King, which is also a shout out to a previous episode that we had with Tori. We talked about this a little bit, but I used to do this thing where like every Thursday I would like invite people to go get horchata with me at a different Mexican restaurant, and I would just like sit and chat about whatever projects they were doing and hype them up. And that's also kind of where this this podcast sort of stemmed from, was that idea of like I really wanted to talk about cool things my friends were doing and like push those things. And like the other thing too is like, not that you asked, but like what I want this project to be versus what I don't want it to be is like, I don't want this to be a medium for very well established projects or people who are very like solid in their industries to like further enhance their careers. Cause like, I'll be honest, if you're already well established in the theater world, in cruises or in pro wrestling, when we talked about, like, you don't need the help, but like there are people like Betty Frenzy, aka Tori, people like you, people like Travis, who are like putting themselves out there and putting out really cool stuff artistically, career-wise. And it's like, if I want to talk about your experience in that shit. I don't want to talk about fucking like, I have a bad I don't know. I have any examples of like,
but I know what you mean.
But like, I don't want to talk to people who are so far removed from the beginnings of their career that like they don't have anything truly meaningful to offer for someone who's really looking to get started. And I think that's kind of a huge thing that I think is a miss, is like, I remember listening to podcasts of being like, of people who are doing really cool things that I wish I was doing. And it's like, they are so successful in those worlds already. Like I felt like a lot of the advice I was getting or they were giving on those podcasts weren't helpful to me, because it's like, I'm starting in a place where I don't know fucking anything, and you're already this. So you telling me all of this really high level stuff isn't helping me get to where you're at.
Yeah.
But like someone like you, for instance, who is like still within their first year of travel advising, it's like the knowledge or the advice that you have from someone who's just starting this is way more valuable, because it's like, that's where most people are starting out, or most people establish that curiosity of these things, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to talk to someone who's been a travel advisor for 50 fucking years. Like, one, they don't need the business. And two, like, they're going to talk about what it is to be 50 years into the business. But like the first year, those are that's where it like makes or breaks you. And it's like, hey, if you can get to that year mark and you're not broken yet and you're still like, hey, you know what? I still got some fight in me to fucking keep this going. Like that's inspiring to me. You know, that's what I give a shit about. I don't give a fuck about your 50-year career as a CEO and some shit. Like I don't give a fuck about that. I'm probably never going to be that shit with this economy. Like fuck that, dude.
I think a lot of people in our like age range is kind of they're all in the same boat. Like we're all still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that there's a lot of comfort in that.
Yeah.
I don't feel quite as alone when I remember that everyone's just faking it until they make it.
We are all faking the fuck.
We truly
out
are
of it,
faking it until we make it.
I mean, I juggled at a fucking job interview for that's how I got there. You know what I mean? Like
you
I didn't know
juggled at your interview?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Okay, cool. Story time.
That's incredible.
So what was this, 2017? Yeah, it was June of 2017 in the gyms that Desiree and I worked at. We're doing group interviews. And it was a random email I got from it was the GM of athletics at the time, but he's now the COO, I believe, of the business. But at the time, he was just one of the GMs of the club. I got an email from him and he was like, yeah, you know, we're inviting anybody who's applied for us in the last 3 years to these group interviews because we're about to open this huge fitness facility where we're going to go from a staff of, I'm throwing out a random number, of like 100 people to like, we're going to need like 400 or 500 people. So we're just inviting anybody. So I go to this job interview and I'm the youngest person there by at least 20 years. Everyone's in blazers. Everyone's like super dressed to the nines. And I'm wearing like the one maroon button down that I own that's covered in dog shit and dog fur because I worked at a dog daycare while I was like supplementing my performing career. Yeah. So I go to this job interview and I look like shit, smell like shit. But I'm like, hey, this is all I got. Also because I was like selling shit that I owned just to pay rent because your boy was broke as fuck. So I go and I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't belong here. I'm like, everyone looks so well put, but I'm like, fuck it. I'll sit down and I'll see what it's about. So I sit down and it was like the whole panel of who's who with all of the department heads were all there because they were just like hunting for people, right? Different skills, whatever. So I'm there and Brad starts this thing off and he starts going down the line and he's like, okay, cool. We just want to know, like give us 3 facts about you, like icebreaker shit, right? Generic shit. So of course it's the opportunity for everyone to start bragging. Everyone's just like, oh, yes, I have like 6 hospitality degrees and I've opened 3 elite spas in the downtown Chicago area. And I was like, fuck, dude. I'm like, I think I must have been like 22. I'm like, dude, I'm 22. I barely have any work experience and I dropped out of college. I was like, fuck. Yeah. So it gets to me and I'm like, cool, I can't really brag about anything. So I was like, yeah, my name's Xavier. I'm from Seattle. I love horchata and I circus perform at night. And like all of a sudden everyone's faces were just like, what the fuck? And Richard, I'm going to do a very bad New Zealand accent. Please don't cancel me. But because he's from New Zealand. Yeah. And he stops this whole thing. He's like, hey, hang on a minute, mate. Hang on. He's like, what was that last thing you just said there? And I was like, that I love horchata. And he's like, no, the other thing. I was like, that I'm from Seattle. He's like, no, damn it, the last thing. What was the last thing you said? I was like, I work in the circus at night. Because I dabbled into some circus performing, did some gigs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Nothing crazy, not like Cirque du Soleil type shit, but you know, I knew some tricks. And he was like, cool. That's awesome. Prove it. And I was like, who do you what now? He was like, what can you do right now to prove that you worked in the circus, mate? I was like, I kind of looked around and I was like, hey, fuck it. I was like, there's some tennis balls right there, buddy. Hand them over. I'll juggle for you if you want. Thinking at the very least, I'm going to get a gig out of this. Because I'm thinking like, there's no way I'm getting this job. Yeah. There's no way. I don't have any hospitality experience. Don't have any fitness experience. No spa, no whatever. So I'm like, at the very least, I'm going to try to book a gig out of this. So he handed me the juggling balls and I do some juggling tricks. Just a handful of shit that I know. He's like, cool. What else can you do, mate? And I was like, I could do some handstand tricks. Like nothing to write home to mom about, but like I can do a couple stuff. And he's like, oh, cool. Everybody move your chairs. Zev here is going to do some handstand tricks for us. Because I guess Xavier's a hard name to say in the New Zealand accent. So he just called me Zev. So I do some handstand tricks. I walk on my hands, do some shit. And he's like, cool. We have to get back to this interview. So we go through the interview and everything like that. And Richard pulls me aside and he's like, so Zev, what's your formal fitness background? Like, do you have any formal fitness experience? And I was like, nah, brother, I cycle the streets of Chicago walking dogs, but that's about it, dude. I'm like, what you see is what you get. And he's like, you know what? I really don't care. I just want you working for me. He's like, so we're going to have you started at the desk. I'm going to pay for your personal training certification. I'm going to pay for your group fitness. He's like, because I just really like your energy, mate. I just really want you working for me. And the rest was kind of history. That's how I started working. So yeah, so all that to say, like, it's all about the impression you make in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, to be honest with you, maybe an unpopular opinion, but if you have to fudge shit on your resume to get in the door, like, reasonably do so. Maybe like if you're applying to be a pilot and you've never flown a fucking plane before, maybe don't put that you've flown planes on your resume.
Yeah.
But like, for a hospitality position,
hurting anyone.
maybe like feel free to embellish a little bit to at least get your foot in the door to be able to make that impression. I think those go a lot farther than anything a resume is going to teach you.
Yeah.
At least about the person in front of you,
Yeah. I feel like in-person interviews are always going to be better than just submitting your resume anyway. Like, just show up.
Dude.
Show up and like be a human being.
Exactly.
I think that's what every boss wants, just like someone that can make good decisions, obviously, but like, and is kind, but just like they want someone that can connect to their guests.
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
Especially,
which you did phenomenally.
Oh, thank you. They hated me at 5:45 a.m. when we'd open the fucking club. But, right around 9,
that's where you're needed most, actually, I would have to say.
Guys, Desiree and I, we'd work this club and we'd get there super early. I said 5:45. We'd get there at 4:45 a.m. to open at like 5. And like, it would be me, you, Lisa, Alex, Kyle, some combination of the group of us. And like, everybody's like half dead. We're just like barely awake. And dude, my dumb ass is, what's up, my people? It's 5 a.m. at the club. And everyone's just like, shut the fuck up, dude.
We understood what the territory came with when it came to you. Like, when we saw you on the schedule, we're like, okay.
We're like, fuck, okay.
Get your coffee.
Yeah, make sure to really wake up. Oh, God, man. But yeah, that's me at 5 a.m. It only gets worse later on in the day. But Desiree, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. For one, it was so great to catch up to you because, like I said, listeners, Desiree's a good friend of mine, and it's been a hot minute since we've seen each other. Yeah. Any last minute little sign-offs from you, Desiree?
Oh, boy. Well, like I said, I had a rough year, but I'm also really grateful for having that moment of rock bottom, almost, basically.
Yeah.
And being able to take control of what I want my destiny to look like. And I just want everyone listening to remember to not let fear dictate your choices.
I fucking love that. As always, listeners, if you want to reach out to us, outoftherut@yahoo.com, feel free to send us some stories, leave us some feedback. If you love us, hate us, all that good stuff. Be sure to review. Leave us, slap that follow button, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. It really does help the algorithm out. Also, real quick, before I let you guys go, we have a subreddit now. So if you want to submit stories anonymously for our Rut Reads Reddit segment, that way you don't have to worry about your stories being non-anonymous. They would have been regardless, but peace of mind is everything. But as always, like us on social media. Always a pleasure having you guys listen. Y'all stay lit, never quit. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
Peace.